Hi everybody, from realnewsreporter.com. Is this it? Mass rioting, civil unrest in Greece as economists warn of global Armageddon scenarios. Well, the first big red flag I see is the word economists. Economists are bankers, and bankers cannot be trusted. So if economists are warning of global Armageddon scenarios, they are using scare tactics to manipulate you, manipulate the people in Greece. That's the first red flag. As protesters continue to run riot in the streets, economists are warning that the whole of Europe, and by extension the rest of the world, could face financial Armageddon should Greece default on its debt in the absence of a second bailout. So this is an actual threat which is coming from economists. So economists / bankers are threatening Greece, Europe, and the rest of the world that if Greece defaults on its debt, they don't take the bailout from the International Monetary Fund / loan shark, that they're going to beat up Greece, and they're going to beat up Europe, and they're going to beat up the world. People actually need to realize what's going on here. Number 2, financial experts / bankers / loan sharks are warning of a Lehman moment as the European markets are beginning to show signs of unraveling in the wake of the Greek crisis. So they are trying to make you believe that you need bankers, that you need financial experts, that you need loan sharks. And nothing could be further from the truth. Let's go on. The markets have moved from simply pricing in a high probability of a Greek debt default to looking at a scenario of it becoming disorderly and of contagion spreading to other economies like Portugal, Ireland, Spain, Italy, Belgium. A former UK Treasury official told Bloomberg News. First of all, again, another threat. This is a threat coming from the loan shark International Monetary Fund / UK Treasury official is a banker. Bloomberg is a banker company. They cater to bankers. Okay, that's at Bloomberg News. And they provide financial data to / loan shark bankers. So they're trying to make you believe that you need them, okay? And you do not need them. Countries like Portugal, Spain, Italy, Belgium should all default on their debt. They should all default on their debt, and they should stop rioting in the streets. The absolute best thing that could happen is that Greece, Portugal, Ireland, Spain, Italy, and Belgium all default on their debt, because that's the absolute best thing that could happen. You're dealing with loan sharks, and they're threatening to beat you up, to break your legs, you countries. So you need to wake up, and instead of doing this protesting, boycott these banks. Refuse to pay them a penny. So here's another so-called peaceful protest. They want you to react like this. They want to make you look like you're crazy people. Okay, stop going and protesting at these austerity measures. Give the bankers, the / loan sharks, IMF, your austerity measures. Stop paying them a dime. Take all your money out of the bank and refuse to deal with them. You need to take these loan sharks and give them exactly what they're trying to give you: austerity. Many European countries and banks currently hold billions in Greek debt, meaning that a Greek default will act like a virus throughout Europe. It's the best possible thing that could happen. If everybody defaulted and refused to pay these loan shark bankers, these deadbeat banks, that's the absolute best thing that could happen for everybody. Trust me. According to the Bank for International Settlements, the minute you hear bank or financial, you know that's a loan shark deadbeat bank, and you should be boycotting them. Spanish banks currently hold $600 million in Greek debt. Default on it. Screw the Spanish banks. Italian banks hold $2.6 billion. Refuse to pay these Italian banks. UK banks hold $3.2 billion. Refuse to pay these UK banks. French banks hold $19.8 billion. Refuse to pay the French banks. German banks, $26.3 billion. Refuse to pay the German banks. And other Eurozone countries hold a combined total of around $15.7 billion in Greek debt. Refuse to pay the Eurozone country banks. U.S. banks hold $1.8 billion in Greek debt. Refuse to pay the U.S. banks. Japanese banks hold $500 million in Greek debt. Refuse to pay the Japanese banks. You've got to realize these are all loan shark deadbeat banks. Give them your austerity measures, every single country out there. The euro has declined by more than 2%. So what? It's a worthless piece of junk paper anyhow. Against the already vastly devalued dollar, the US dollar is like toilet paper, absolutely worthless. Equities declined around the world. Stop dealing in stocks. Stop investing in these loser companies which are in bed with the deadbeat loan shark banks. If any company is indebted to these bankers and is paying these bankers, they are your enemy, okay? Sell their stock, put them out of business. While corporate bond protection costs soared. Corporate bond protection is part of the deadbeat banks. They own the insurance companies. You have to realize this, okay? Refuse to pay these corporate bond protection costs. Soared to their highest level. It's highway robbery. There is now an estimated 78% chance that Greece will not pay its debts. There should be 100% chance. Refuse to pay any debts, Greece. 4 of Greece's largest banks have been downgraded. Put them right out of business. They're not out of business yet. Put those banks completely out of business. Standard & Poor's is owned by the deadbeat banks. Realize it. Moody's is owned by the deadbeat banks. Okay? Who gives a hoot what they think? Put them right out of business. May downgrade BNP Paribas SA. Put them out of business. 2 other big French banks, put them out of business too. The sooner you put these banks out of business, the better. Trust me on this one. A worldwide market freeze on the scale of that seen in 2008 following the collapse of Lehman. They never should have bailed any banks out, period. That was highway frickin' robbery, to rob you of your hard-earned money and turn everybody into slave nations. Such a scenario would send shockwaves. No, it would not. Okay? This needs to happen, people. This actually needs to happen. You need to crash all these deadbeat banks. Money markets, useless paper. None of these papers are worth a penny. Their currencies are toilet paper, all of them. This whole market needs to crash. That's the best possible thing that could happen globally. Absolutely. Let these deadbeat banks eat their derivatives for breakfast. Feed them to them on their plates. The Greek Prime Minister, George Papandreou, is seeking a parliamentary vote on a 78 billion euro, 110 billion program of austerity. Oh, come on, just refuse to pay the banks. Give the banks austerity, okay? That's what needs to happen. The EU and the IMF are in bed together. The IMF is a loan shark. They threaten countries to break their legs if they don't pay 47% interest. Never ever borrow money from the IMF. Absolutely never. Refuse to do it. They've announced that the program must be passed by the end of the month. All of you people voting on this, vote no. Say no to the IMF. Absolutely not. Do not take money from loan shark deadbeat banks like the IMF. They are going to ruin your countries. Should such a motion not pass, Armageddon scenarios come into play. Just like the bank bailout, they're threatening you with financial Armageddon. Give them financial Armageddon. Give them austerity measures, which include default. You need to default on every single one of these deadbeat banks. Trust me on this one. A whole contagion scenario plays out. Yes, give it to them. Don't take it yourself. Give it the austerity to the deadbeat banks. Head of market strategy at Lloyds Bank, he's a deadbeat banker. He works for a deadbeat bank. He wrote in a note to clients yesterday, don't trust anything this man tells you. He's a banker. He cannot be trusted. The Greek people who are now facing either total collapse, best thing that could possibly happen is a total collapse. Trust me on this. Their country's economy, crash the economy. You're going to be happy that you did, because what you're going to do is give the bankers austerity. Give the bankers a fire sale. Okay, the best thing that you can have, taken forcefully to the streets and protests. Stop these so-called peaceful protests. You're playing right into the loan sharks' bank. They want a reason to break your legs. Instead, boycott these banks. Take every penny that you have out of these banks. Refuse to pay them a penny. Boycott all these deadbeat loan shark banks. Central Athens has descended into a war zone with ski mask protesters. Those are the bankers. Trust me on that. They're from the IMF. Violently provoking the police. That's because they want this to happen. They want you to believe that you need these banks. You don't need them, period. Get rid of these deadbeat banks. Did you see this video? Yes, there were agent provocateurs. They're using tear gas. They're trying to make you believe you need these banks. You shouldn't even attend these protests. The best protest of all is to boycott these banks. So there you have it, folks. This is coming from a former banker, and trust me, I know what I'm talking about. This just gets me really riled up. Traders beware. I'll post a link to this realnewsreporter.com article below. Thank you very much for watching this video. And remember, boycott all deadbeat banks, loan shark banks.